Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. As you can probably tell, I am not alone for today's video. Thank you, darling. I'm joined by my gorgeous little boy George, who is in the background here somewhere having a little wander around. So I thought the only way I'm going to get this video filmed today is if he is with me, because I don't know if he can sense I'm pregnant, but he just doesn't want to leave my side. So that was him handing me some chocolate coin rubbish, because what better time of year to enjoy chocolate coins than December. But getting off track, yeah, I thought I would film this video today. I am currently 16 weeks and 6 days pregnant, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more on the mend. I'm still feeling pretty gross, pretty horrid all the time, but starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm trying to get back into the flow of filming videos, posting weekly updates, etc, etc. Yes, obviously it's the end of 16 weeks today, so I'm going to be talking about my 16th week before I go into my 17th week. And just talking, I don't know if you can hear George, but he is currently drinking some juice and he is the heaviest breather ever. You got your chocolate coins. But yeah, before I also go into the 17th week, I thought I'd update you on how this week has been in terms of cravings, symptoms, any issues. I've had a few appointments this week as well, so it'd be good to update you on all of that. But without further ado, if you do enjoy this kind of video, please hit that big thumbs up button. Please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along for the ride. And yeah, let's get into today's video. Okay, so as I've repeated myself now a few times, because with having a child in the background, you just get completely lost of what's going on in your life. So just to sort of clarify then, I'm 16 weeks and 6 days today, and I'm going to be addressing the 16th week before I head into my 17th week. So the last video I posted then would have been a couple of days ago, in regards to how my first trimester was, and I kind of mentioned, if you haven't watched it, I've linked my pregnancy playlist down below, so you can go and watch my other videos if you want to, including me finding out I was pregnant. And yeah, I just felt awful the first trimester. I had no energy whatsoever to do anything. I was sick all the time, and I just had a really nasty sort of 8-9-ish weeks, and I'm starting to feel a lot better. Still feeling pretty rough, but much better than I was, and I'm kind of ready to get back on with, you know, my job and parenting. Not that I wasn't parenting, but I felt like I was too tired to go out and actually do things, but I'm feeling a lot better now to be able to get on with these kind of things. Yeah, so first of all then, I think I've done this in my other videos, but if I talk about like my symptoms first of all then, my symptoms have been better than they were. I'm still feeling really nauseous, still have thrown up a few times, but nowhere near as much as I have. Certain things trigger me being sick, so certain foods, smells still I'm not too great with. We've got a little visitor.
Hello.
Say hello.
Baba will do it, Mum.
Your T-Rex. You got chocolate in your mouth.
Roar.
So, yeah, where was I? So I was talking about odd things then that have been making me feel really sick, and brushing my teeth has just been the worst experience. Obviously, it's something that we have to do multiple times a day, but I don't know if I think it's like the foaminess of the toothpaste or what it is, but I spend my whole time brushing my teeth just gagging, trying not to throw up. So that's been really interesting. And I've still been feeling really faint all of the time. I feel like I'm going to pass out at every given opportunity. Spoke to the midwife about it. She said there's not really much you can do for it. It's definitely low blood pressure. When I had an appointment the other day, my blood pressure was really low, but she said there wasn't really too much they could do about it at this kind of stage. So just keep drinking lots of fluids, snacking often, and when I do feel faint, laying down wherever I am. So there's been a few times at work over the last sort of couple of weeks I've just needed to lie down because I felt like I was going to pass out, and I think that would be really embarrassing. I'm still really tired all the time, nowhere near as tired as I was, but I'm growing a human inside of me, so it's kind of obvious that I am going to experience some tiredness. And I feel like my mood swings have got a bit better. I don't know if my partner would agree or George would agree, but I felt like I was a little bit grumpy grumpy and agitated the first sort of few months, but I'm starting to cheer up. I'm starting to get a bit more excited for Christmas, and yeah, just sort of finding out what this little baby's going to be, boy or girl. Who knows yet, but we are finding out very, very shortly, and of course, as soon as I will know, I will let you guys know, of course. So I feel like that's kind of it then for symptoms at the moment. Kind of moving on then to kind of like cravings and bits like that. I'm still just craving just food, really. You know, when you're having these cravings where you don't really know what you're craving until you crave it, if that makes sense. And the other day, my partner went out for like a work Christmas do kind of thing, and I just thought, he's not there, I can have whatever I want for dinner. What do I want? And my mind just couldn't decide whether I wanted macaroni and cheese, whether I wanted tuna pasta, whether I wanted a roast dinner. My mind just couldn't decide. In the end, I went for tuna pasta. And I had 3 giant bowls of that, and I watched The Holiday, which was really nice because he wasn't home, and he hates films like that. He's a real Grinch when it comes to like romantic Christmas films. So I enjoyed that and ate my lovely dinner that was really sort of boring and simple, but I really enjoyed it. Baby really enjoyed it. And apart from that, I'm still craving like sugary sweets like Skittles and Haribo, all the things I really shouldn't be eating because they're probably not the best kind of thing for me to be eating, but they're just delicious. So yeah, that's kind of it for cravings. I haven't really sort of been craving anything in particular yet. When I was pregnant with George, I did crave Baby Bells and sausage rolls, you know, the party ones you put in the oven. I loved them. Oh, maybe I'll get some of those a little bit later on. But yeah, no sort of serious cravings as of yet. But obviously if I do get any, I will let you know in future videos. So I was going to discuss about whether I kind of felt like any movements or kicks yet. I don't think I felt any kicks at all. However, I am pretty convinced that I have felt movements. I can feel like flutters or like bubbles are popping in like my tummy, and I feel like because I've been pregnant before and I've obviously had George, they do say that you feel baby a little bit earlier than if you hadn't had children before, because you kind of know what to be looking out for. So I'm pretty sure I have felt that. Obviously I think I started feeling George maybe around 20 weeks ish. And I'm coming obviously up to 17 now, so I'm starting to notice maybe those feelings a little bit earlier. One thing that was told to me during a scan that I had is that my placenta is anterior, so it is at the front of my tummy. So they did say it might not be as obvious when baby moves or kicks straight away, and definitely not for a little while now for other people like George, my partner, to feel, just because that placenta is there. And I guess it's another layer of not protection, but like a layer of something that is then stopping that kick or movement coming through a little bit more. So I'm really looking forwards though to feeling those kicks, and for George to feel them as well, because I'm not sure if he is 100% clued up on what's happening with the pregnancy and the baby, but maybe when the baby starts to move and kick a little bit more and my tummy gets a bit bigger, perhaps then he'll start understanding a little bit easier. Moving on then to a couple of appointments that I've had. So I had a busy week in terms of appointment. Obviously, they both fell on the same day. On the Tuesday, I had my, I was actually really poorly that day, but I had to go for my vaccines because the surgery is so backed up with whooping cough vaccines. If I didn't go for it on that day, they wouldn't have been able to see me for like another 2 or 3 weeks or so. So I kind of needed to drag myself out of bed and get to that. So I went and had my flu vaccine and my whooping cough vaccine on the Tuesday. And then on the Wednesday, I had 2 appointments in one. So in the morning, I had my usual 16-week midwifery appointment, which went really well. My midwife is lovely. Her name is Emma, and she is just the most loveliest human on the planet, and she makes me feel so reassured and safe all the time. She obviously mentioned that in my urine that there was still signs of group B strep, which isn't great. She then put like a huge yellow sticker on my file to sort of say, group B strep here, if I go into labour, give me antibiotics, just to be on, you know, acting on the side of precaution. She did my blood pressure, which, as I mentioned to you, was very, very low. I think it was something like 80/50. So that kind of explains why I've been feeling so faint all the time and dizzy and feeling just a bit nauseous and sick. And I got to listen to baby's heartbeat as well, which was really lovely. So they did like the Doppler on my tummy. She found it really quickly. I think the beats per minute was like 158, which I've heard in our wives' tales that a higher heartbeat could mean girl, possibly. So I don't know how much I believe that. I think I'm going to do like a gender prediction, like test video, and see whether they come out as perhaps one or the other, and then we can test it from there. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about that appointment. It was quite a smooth sailing midwifery appointment. And then in the afternoon, that's where it gets a bit more interesting. So I had my preterm clinic, and I mentioned this in a previous video. If any of you had had premature births before, you may get recommended for this if you're pregnant now or pregnant in the future. But this was a really, really helpful appointment. We discussed my previous labour and pregnancy and birth with George, and tried to like pinpoint the source of perhaps why I went into early labour. Sometimes they just don't know. It could be down to infections. I was group B positive before. I also suffered with thrush a lot in the last pregnancy, so that could be an additional reason as well. And also could just be with having a weak cervix. So I went along to the appointment. We did some swabs for, you know, infections and bits like that. They tested my urine again. No infections this time, obviously, apart from the group B strep. So that is a good start. And then they also then obviously tested my urine as well, which came back with a little UTI, which has been causing me quite a lot of pain, especially over sort of like the last weekend. I had to have the previous day off work, or the Friday off work. It was causing me so many tummy cramps, back pain. And I didn't sleep really well at night because it was causing me a lot of pain. So I kind of just needed some time to rest and get through that, you know, without having to sort of sit on a really awkward, sort of hard chair at work. So yeah, that wasn't the most fun. But then we moved on to the scan. So first of all, I did sort of mention to her that I was really, really anxious about the internal scan. She reassured me first of all by looking at baby through my tummy. So I got to see the baby. She offered to tell me the gender, but we had booked a private gender scan with my partner and my mum, so I kind of didn't want to spoil it. So I was like, I politely declined, although part of me was thinking, if I found out, would I be able to act well enough when I actually do find out? But I couldn't do that, so I just said no thank you. And then we went in obviously with the transvaginal scan, and it wasn't the most pleasant. It was very uncomfortable. As I say, I don't enjoy them. I don't think anyone enjoys them, but it was a bit uncomfortable. Didn't hurt, just not the most sort of enjoyable procedure, I guess. And my cervix was okay. It did show a slightly weaker cervix. No need at the moment to have a stitch put in place. However, she does want to see me every 3 weeks for an internal scan until perhaps maybe like 24 weeks-ish, just to see what is going on with my cervix, just being able to monitor it and see what's going on sort of over the next couple of months. They did say they will stop seeing me around 24 weeks because technically at that point, if I went into labour, baby is viable. Although, you know, I don't really want to be giving birth that early, or I don't want to be giving a birth early at all if I can help it, because it just isn't the nicest experience. So if I can refrain from doing that and just sort of keep my legs closed, you know, hopefully I'm able to do that this time. And she did also mention to me as well, if I do lose any of my mucus plug at any point, call her and let her know. They'll get me in for a scan and measure my cervix and see whether it has weakened or opened at all, and just keep monitoring that way, because before I went into labour with George and my waters broke early, I did lose a significant amount of my plug, but they did say, don't worry, it'll grow back, it's fine. But clearly during the moment of losing my plug and my waters breaking, something was going on with my cervix. So if I do sort of feel like I'm going to lose any, or if I do lose any, just give her a call and let her know and say, well, do me a scan and see what the deal is. So this is where then I'm probably going to end today's video. George has come to say goodbye. I think he thinks we're taking a picture. You want to say cheese? Cheese! So yeah, this is where I'm going to end today's video. I'm going to show you my bump first of all and see how much it has grown over the last sort of couple of weeks. You want to say bye? And then yeah, that'll be it. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please give this video a big thumbs up. You do this?
Bye-bye.
And subscribe to my channel. Can you say subscribe?
Bye-bye.
Just bye-bye. But thank you so much for watching and take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is the bump then at I was going to say end of week 16. So basically we are 17 weeks. This is bump for 17 weeks. I think it looks a bit weird actually because I've got some leggings on and it's making it look a bit weird. Hi, darling. Hands, 1 minute. So this is bump sort of front on. I don't know if I actually look pregnant from the front on or not really. But then obviously when I turn to the side, bump is definitely much there. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.